Have you got a better idea? I want to hear it between now and 10. I'll use this phrase just once and then never again. Blue sky thinking needed here, please. Commentator Mal Fletcher, good morning. Mal, you use the road, I'm sure, from time to time. Drives you mad, does it?
It does. Everybody uses the road in this region, David. That's the problem. It's our only alternative for north to south. And when you talk about blue skies travel, whoever designed the version of the road we have today, I think gave very little thought to the long-term growth of the region. The most obvious solution is widening the road. That has important implications for land use and so on, but 2 lanes, just not enough to cope with the volume of traffic. Failing that, at least we could start with some short burst traffic signals at peak times for access ramps leading on to the A34. You know, they can be timed to allow only a small number of cars onto the main road at any given time. That would at least mean that we didn't have those huge clog-ups just because people are getting on or off the A34.
You're a futurist, Mal. We know how this region is going to expand. The trouble is that by the time they've come up with a solution, that'll be inadequate as well.
Yeah, I don't think that some of the things we'll come up with today are just going to be short-term things, like policing heavy vehicles, lorries, so that they don't overtake in the wrong places. All of that is good in the short term. Doesn't solve the problem, as you say, in the long term. But let's remember that driverless cars still need roads to drive on. So talking about technology as the solution is not going to cut it. Globally, 1.2 billion vehicles on the road today, but by 2035 that will double. And that includes Britain. So can you imagine, in 20 years' time, we may have 80% more cars on the road than or drivers on the road than we have today. So we have to find some pretty, as you say, radical solutions. I think for the A34, the first thing that has to be done, either we build another road going north-south, or we double the number of lanes.
We all travel widely some of us travel widely in Europe, Mal. I know you travel all over the world, and it's tempting to grab at that cliche that they do things better in France. But they do, don't they? Other countries, it seems, our near neighbours, when they need to build roads, they build roads and they get it done.
Yeah, I think, too, the roads that are often built. First of all, let's remember the UK is a small landmass. So and we're a driving nation. We have a large number of drivers on a very small landmass, smaller than say, much of Germany and so on. So in some ways, the comparison breaks down. But I do think, yes, if you're going to settle for a new infrastructure solution, you've got to go full bore ahead. You can't meddle around the edges. And what happens in Britain, we tend to at times do things around the edges. We sort of half-baked solution, 2 lanes instead of 4. If they built 4 lanes or 3 lanes in the beginning of the A34, we might not have as much of a problem as we have today. So we really do need to be thinking 20 years ahead.
Thank you very much, Mal. Mal Fletcher, commentator, futurist.